Genesis Pro-Life.
Just learn it now.
Approximately 97% of all German households are in possession of at least one cell phone. On top of that, there are millions of Wi-Fi routers as well as tens of thousands of radio towers, and all of them generate high-frequency electromagnetic fields. Thanks to the digital world we now live in, we're exposed to much higher levels of radiation. Some experts have warned us that even weaker radiation can make you sick.
We have different types of energetic fields that surround our bodies. Unfortunately, these fields are not compatible with our biology. They create stress, and that's basically one of the reasons and main causes of mood disorders. When a person is permanently exposed to stress, the organism reacts with unwanted symptoms.
According to the Federal Office for Radiation Protection, it's proven that high-frequency electromagnetic fields are absorbed by the body and they have a wide range of effects, above all being the warming effect. Walter Rieske, the inventor, deals with the topic of radiation and its effects.
These radiation fields consist of frequencies and they consist of vibration. These technical energy fields are incomplete and are missing certain ethereal qualities. They're missing beneficial vibration and they're also missing beneficial frequencies. For me to put it in other words, there's a such thing as healing frequencies, and we use that technology or that frequency from Genesis Pro-Life to enrich these energy fields with them. Basically, the energy fields we have in excess everywhere are modulated with healing fields or frequencies. The result is that the quality of the energy fields surrounding us are changed so that the energy field helps you feel good and also has a soothing effect on your body.
The manufacturer promises that this technology takes harmful waves and upgrades, better yet optimizes them. This works using special symbols that can be seen on every product. The biophoton amulet has symbols engraved on both sides using laser technology, which have an angle of 90 degrees.
You know, basically we used the symbolism that I received while I was channeling, and when we use these symbols, it creates a link to the primal energy field instead of the energy fields of eternity and infinity. This primal field, which surrounds everything, is achieved by the performance of our products. Ultimately, it harmonizes and boosts the quality of the energy fields so that they have a vitalizing effect on the body.
Consumers reported that the electric smog was noticeably reduced within their living space and that it felt like taking a trip to untouched nature where you can actually refuel energy.
You know, there's been plenty of positive feedback from people telling us that they were able to find a much deeper sleep. They reported that they forgot how it felt to be in that deep sleep state. The positive effects, for example, are the ability to concentrate, but it also increases the memory performance, which is why it's also great for children who are learning and doing their schoolwork because it supports them.
In Europe, 3 to 5% of the population are classified as electroradiation sensitive. These people's health clearly gets worse when exposed to high-frequency electromagnetic fields. Alexander Taschner, a naturopath, also knows the side effects of these fields. I can sense it very strongly whenever I just place a cell phone on my belly. After 5 minutes, I sense a sharp pain in my stomach. I can also remember when I used to work with a laptop close to my body, I would feel my heart beating a lot faster. I see it as electrosmog and a burden to my health. The higher the frequency of the radiation, the more impact it has on the biological body. Alexander Taschner started noticing his electrosensibility after a serious injury to the back of his head. I was going through a very difficult time in my life with a serious head injury and was very sensitive to electrosmog. Then I got myself the amulet followed by the generator for the room in which I treat my patients. Not only did I see and feel a noticeable difference, my patients, friends, and customers felt it as well. To me, it was an absolute life changer, and for me personally, it had a positive effect. After my injury, it changed my very dull state to a more clear and alert state. Even today, whenever I feel tired, I shift my awareness to it and embrace it. and this helps me clear my mind again. The power of symbolism. In Chinese culture, protective symbols traditionally play a very strong role. Now, we've known for centuries that symbolism plays a very big role in human culture and traditions. When your grandmother gives you a necklace as a birth gift, for example, there's information saved to it in the form of blessings. There's a good intention behind that thought, and when your grandmother says that its purpose is to protect you, that alone has a very strong psychological effect. And if you charge the product with today's technology that Wolfgang uses, you can sense a noticeable change on an atomic and a biophysical level, which is very, very real, as a matter of fact. For decades, doctors and naturopaths have successfully worked with electroacupuncture. The acupuncture points on both hands and feet offer meaningful data. One simply measures the value of the organs, and if the organs' values are not within the norm, the measured value clearly drops, as explained by Wolfgang Albrecht from Kariva Institute. The human body has roughly 364 acupuncture points, but we focus our work on the finger, on the inside of the finger, along the finger, as well as the toes. Each organ has its very own acupuncture point. For example, on this acupuncture point, we can check the lung and actually make the energy levels of the lungs visible. You can make it visible using the software, and one can draw more conclusions about the causes of possible unbalance within the lungs, which is very important. And the values shown are not only those of the lungs, because the lungs are also connected to the large intestine, the skin, as well as the connective tissue. There are multiple organs related and connected to the lungs. That's why it's so vital that if we measure a degenerative lung, that we not only look at the cause as being within the lungs, but we also look at the intestines and the connective tissue. We also check if there could possibly be other organs involved, such as the kidneys, that cause an allergy within the lungs, for example. Using the biogenetic system analysis, a diagnostic device was later built using the principles of electroacupuncture. The goal was to identify and resolve energy blockages that cause diseases. What could this technology tell us about the effectiveness of Genesis Pro-Life products? Well, it showed that it's entirely possible to protect the body from negative environmental influences and electromagnetic interference fields. We also found that it not only protects against the harmful effects of these fields, but it's also able to convert these fields inside the body, while at the same time it supplies the body with additional energy. And that's something unique that we've never seen or tested in the past. The biophoton cell phone chip serves as a protection against cell phone radiation. You can just attach it to the back of your cell phone. The manufacturer promises that the chip positively impacts the harmful energy fields.
Another product I highly recommend is the generator for the car. The car is comparable to a second living room for people that do a lot of business traveling. The advantage is that if you plan to sell your car, for example, you just sell the car with all the extras you bought with it, like the sunroof, the rims, and whatever extras we men might like in our cars. But all you have to do is just pull the car generator out of the car's cigarette lighter and put it into the next car you buy. This is definitely a long-term investment.
Driving an electric car is comparable to the radiation one is exposed to, as if one was using 20 cell phones at the same time. Therefore, long rides in these vehicles can be pretty strenuous on the body. That's something that Alexander Tashner also noticed, who drives 2 hours every day. Since using the generator, he's noticed a considerable difference. I can feel it when I get out of my car. I'm more relaxed, calmer, and in a friendlier mood. Even if I got into the car in an agitated mood, it's like going to the sauna. You're more relaxed, calmer, and regenerated when you get out. Protection against electromagnetic fields posed by baby monitoring devices is especially important to Walter Rieske. The Federal Office for Radiation Protection has sent out a warning regarding the use of these devices. These systems use high-frequency electromagnetic fields to transmit their signals. The International Agency for Research on Cancer rates this radiation as possibly carcinogenic.
You have to understand that the baby is exposed to intensive radiation posed by these devices, and the bone density of a baby is not as high as that of an adult, which means that the baby is affected much more. We actually had a therapist measure this, and then he also measured the radiation posed when using the biophoton chip that we use for cell phones attached to the baby monitoring device. He found that beneficial energy fields were transmitted.
It's still not proven whether electromagnetic radiation causes sickness, but scientists still advise consumers to decrease the burden of radiation to avoid long-term damage if possible.
Out your mind, just let it flow.
Genesis, roll out.